Stefano Stramigioli loves clever machines. He's spent his career trying to make them even cleverer. Originally from Bologna in Italy, he now works in the Netherlands, where part of his job is to guide the next generation of roboticists. Professor Stramigioli predicts a golden age of robotics is just around the corner, in which machines will deliver your mail, do your gardening, drive your car, and even perform surgery. They'll be everywhere, he says, even inside underground pipes inspecting for leaks. Euronews met Professor Stramigioli at the University of Twente, where he and his Segway transporter are a familiar, if startling, sight around the campus. You've said that robotics in the 21st century will be as pivotal as the PC was to the last century. Let's expand on that.
Imagine that you can give legs to a PC, and you can put vision to a machine. You don't have any more cameras that just transmitting the information, but you may actually process this information and move the system on the basis of this information. So you can make things, machines which are, in some sense, of course, we could make discussion about intelligence, but you know, they react to their environment. And that's something that has an enormous amount of applications.
Well, I think it's true to say that the PC, internet technology, has changed society in a very short period of time. Do you think that robotics will be as influential?
There is no doubt about that. When, you know, it's now steadily growing, but I think in one generation from now there will be big changes. It is now this. You can buy, and you know, in many shops you just can buy vacuum cleaners, the vacuum clean their house. These are the first applications. This market will grow exponentially in the coming years. I do believe that in the future you certainly have robots in the house that, you know, can stay at home and keep an eye on the house and do some tasks like, you know, cleaning up the house partially or keeping an eye on the kids.
Robot postman?
That's a good point. I certainly...
Robot delivery man?
Absolutely, absolutely. That's certainly something that it will come up. There is no doubt about why, because the technology would allow that. You know, robots, you can classify the mail, and the mail will be collected by robots. You will have autonomous vehicles in the future that can drive around safely in streets, and of course it's not very close because there are no legislation issues that will play an important role in this stuff. But then you will have robots that get out of this vehicle and, you know, get to the mailbox and deliver the mail. Why not?
We're in a time of energy crisis. We need to find new sources of energy, but we also need to conserve what we've got. Are robotics going to help us in this area?
Well, I think that it's certainly going to support actions. But of course, the major decisions and prevention of disasters, if we go on like this, have to come from human. Robots can certainly help. They are already employed in many applications like unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, for monitoring, to see where actually we have problems, what is the status of the polluting agents, and so on and so forth. We can work on machines which, like we are doing on batteries and other things, which are using little energy. But of course, the robot will use energy. But of course, if you make machines that use little energy, that will certainly help.
Talking to you as a scientist rather than a roboticist, we're facing a big crisis at the moment. There's dwindling fuel supplies. The planet is warming, sometimes, some people say disastrously. What would you say would be the solution to some of these problems?
I do believe in that we are really risking a lot. There should be legislations that, you know, really strongly prevent and act on the future. A simple example should be, you know, that would be just forbidden to drive cars that, you know, that use more than strictly necessary to move around. And that's not done. Why is it not done? Because politicians then would lose votes, as simple as that. So before doing that step, the public opinion should be changed. And I mean, it's recognized by scientists that if we would not act now, or actually we are already too late, we will not stop this process in such a way that would prevent disasters. So disasters are going to come. I do believe in a doom scenario.
And yet, here you are, working on devices in a field that will bear fruit, if you like, in 20, 30, 40 years' time. You wouldn't be doing that unless you had a measure of optimism.
Well, I'm optimistic. I think that robotics is a wonderful field, not just because it's the field I'm working on. But I'm working in this field because I do believe in what it can allow for our society. And people should be open-minded about this technology because it can, in my opinion, only bring positive development for household, for healthcare, for security, for all the applications which are of concern in our society.